Hi everyone, it's Dion the Godfather here. This is another episode of Conversations with the Godfather. Now this episode is a little bit different because we have some crazy things that are going on right now in our country. If you guys are not aware, you have seen, I'm sure you've seen the footage and you are aware of what's going on. Even children know what's going on in America today. And as the Godfather, it was really hard for me to figure out what I was going to say. Because I feel like as human beings, especially black individuals, we have a responsibility. We have to exercise our voice. We have to use our platforms, and whatever that platform, whether it's big or small, use that platform for the betterment of your people that are watching you. So I know for a fact that I have a lot of God children, a lot of God kids, a lot of just friends and D lovers and people that support me. And I felt like if I was silenced, then I am not doing them I'm doing you guys a disfavor, you know? So with that being said, George Floyd, rest in peace. It's unfortunate that you lost your life over an incident that did not cause for you to lose your life. Me, on the other hand, guys, I do not believe that anyone's life should just be taken away. And there's different circumstances. If you're going around here, you're killing people and you're just murdering children and mothers and anyone just for no reason, then I do believe in the death penalty. In this instance, where this cop, he's not even. I see how I'm trying to be respectful, but it's so hard for me to, because that was a coward move. That was a racist move, and this individual, he gets to live and harm and damage so many people. It's just a really, like I said, this is a really touchy situation. I'm trying to find the right words to say, but what I will say is, this is not a sad show, okay? Conversation with the Godfather is fun, and I don't want to bring you guys, on this sad ride, but it's really, really awful what's going on outside. They're tired. We're tired. Black people are tired. White people are tired. People that are helping, Mexicans are tired. People that are helping with this cause. People that are using their platforms, sending out messages, tweeting. Those individuals, you people that care. There's simple-minded people in the world, but there's people that have heart in the world, and most of the people that have heart, this have hit them and has affected them, and we're just not going to be quiet anymore, and so I'm asking you guys to be safe out there. If you are out there and you are protesting, just be safe. Try not to do anything that's going to harm you, or it's getting silly out there. But I advise you guys to just be safe, wear a mask. The corona is still going on. You have to be careful what's going on outside. You have to protect yourselves. You don't want to come back home with, the coronavirus. You don't want to come back home wounded. If you have children, just be cautious and be mindful. But don't stand down, stand up, believe in what you believe in, and we will win, and justice will be served, and we will have peace, because we're no longer tolerating and sitting down and being quiet anymore. So on this YouTube channel today, I just wanted to tell my people out there, be proud of who you are, be strong, don't be a product of your environment, don't be what they expect you to be. Be different, be above, be strong, be intelligent as we are as people, as a culture. We must unite together. We must come together and fight this cause, because justice needs to be served. And we have to, as Americans, We must stand up when people are being bullied. We must stand up when there's police brutality. We must stand up when there's discrimination against Asians. We must stand up when there's discrimination against Mexicans. We must stand up when there's discrimination against LGBTQ. We must stand up, period. At the end of the day, we must stand up for what's right. Everyone knows what's right and wrong. And it just boggles my mind for so many people and so many people of power in power positions, powerful positions, sit on their cameras on national television and say that they don't see what the problem is. They don't understand what the problem is. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Had this been the other way around, it would be a whole different story. It would be a whole different story. Flip it. If you flip it for just one moment, imagine what would happen to that cop if he was an African American. He wouldn't have made it out of there alive. The cop. Ask yourself this question. Do you think that if it had been a black cop, an African American cop, do you think that the military and the police officers would be surrounding that individual's home, protecting it? Do you think that would happen? No. So if that's not right in your face, then I don't know what else to explain to you. And if you're going around telling people, why are you rioting? Why are you protesting? Why are you burning down shit? Why are you setting shit on fire? There's so many countless videos online where you can actually see why, and you know why. You can read in the history books. So I'm coming here to tell you guys, do not live in fear. So the people out there with power, use your power, use your voice, use your platform. Don't down people that don't have the courage to step up because they don't have the security to back them. So when someone do step up, just acknowledge that and be grateful that we have more people on the bandwagon that are helping us. When more celebrities speak out, more people, more individuals, more white people, more Caucasian people, once we have other cultures, Amish people speaking out, then that's when you know that we've done something. So the war is not over. Obviously, there's 3 or 4 more officers that needs to be charged. So we just gotta ride this out. We have to be safe, be smart, be respectful. I just wish you guys nothing but safety out there. Be aware of what's going on. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of the snipers and all those things that are out there. Just be aware, guys. Be careful. And, I'm going to end this show with the governor of Los Angeles, and he said some really, really powerful things. So I wanted you guys to get this message, and I wanted you to understand how I feel. And he spoke every word, and he is a older Caucasian male, and he's in power, and he's in a position, and he was able to speak out and speak up for the African American culture. So I just wanted this to be organic. I wanted it to be authentic, and I wanted it to be raw. And I want you guys to know that you have my support out there, and I love each and every one of you guys, and I appreciate you for subscribing to my channel. Let's keep this thing going. Next week we'll be back with another conversation with the Godfather, live with friends. Yes, darling. We'll be back. And honey, get into this thing. Thank you so much for listening. And let's keep this thing going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep standing up for what's right on all avenues. Until then, make sure you like, share, subscribe, repost. And shout out to Beyonce for starting that petition. You, my girl, and I appreciate you for using your platform. in your voice. Bye.
This is an incident, an isolated incident, and people focus on an isolated incident. It's not an isolated incident. It is a continuum of cases and situations that have been going on for decades and decades and decades. These are just chapters in a book, and the title of the book is Continuing Injustice and Inequality in America. And these are just chapters. The chapters started modern day Rodney King in Los Angeles, 1991. Abner Louima in New York, 1997. Amadou Diallo in New York, 1999. Sean Bell in New York, 2006. Oscar Grant, Oakland, California, 2009. Eric Garner, New York City, 2014. Michael Brown, Missouri, 2014. Laquan McDonald, Chicago, 2014. Freddie Gray, Baltimore, 2015. Antoine Rose, Pittsburgh, 2018. Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia, 2020. Breonna Taylor in Kentucky, 2020. George Floyd in Minneapolis, 2020. That's why the outrage. That's why the frustration and the anger. It is not about one situation. It's about the same situation happening again and again and again and again, and seeing the same thing and not learning the lesson. And then it's that happening in a broader context and a broader circumstances, which is what's going on with the coronavirus, which affects and kills more minorities than anyone else. You look around this country and you look at the people who are dying of the coronavirus, it is disproportionate African American people. And it's just a continuing injustice, and that's the frustration, and that's the protests. Nobody is sanctioning the arson and the thuggery and the burglaries, but the protesters and the anger and the fear and the frustration, yes, yes. And the demand is for justice. And when the prosecutor came out and said, well, there's other evidence, but I can't tell you anything more than that, that only incited the frustration. Injustice in the justice system. How repugnant to the concept of America. And over and over and over again. I stand figuratively with the protesters. I stand against the arson and the burglary and the criminality. I stand with the protesters. And I think all well-meaning Americans stand with the protesters. Enough is enough. How many times do you have to see the same lesson replayed before you do something? This country is better than this. It has been better than this. And it shouldn't take this long to end basic discrimination and basic injustice.